So this is called Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. It was localized by Sakai Project, which did all the soccer games and stuff, and it's a horror visual novel. Can you guys see it on the stream? It looks like you can see it on the stream. So yeah, it's not gonna be like boobies and stuff. It's gonna be like scary. So I'm really excited about it, and it looks really well done, and the music is, I'm told the music is really good. So far, it is really nice, and it's about an aquarium, a haunted aquarium. So let's just get into it. And ooh, CG gallery, no data, yeah. How many CGs are there? There's 36 images. That's pretty cool. So let's just start it and see how this goes. We have about like a half hour for this, so let's see how much we can get into it. Before she realized it, the girl was standing before an imposing door. The girl occasionally came to Manten Aquarium alone. She watched the manta rays, she watched the jellyfish, and finally she decided it was time to go home. Where is this? She had her doubts, but there should be nothing else there except for the aquarium. She assured herself that she probably had wandered off onto a side path. The door before her had a large padlock hanging from it. Just as she had heard, it was unlocked and merely dangling there. Gulp. The girl drew in a breath. Being locked would usually mean that it was a place she shouldn't enter. Being open just meant that a staff member had forgotten to lock it, so going in was out of the question. Her curiosity piqued. She was past the point of persuasion. Her imagination ran wild and her mind raced at the prospect of what might lie beyond the door. Just for a little bit. I guess she's gonna have my Raylan voice, because I can't do a bunch of voices. It hurts my throat. She opened the door and saw lots of glass tanks. Several types of fish hailing from the deep seas, from football fish and oarfish to pelican eels and barrel eyes, were swimming about. I don't know what any of those are. Why isn't this an exhibit? She thought it over, wondering why this would be a closed-off area. Behind her, the door shut on its own. The girl spaced out, staring at the deep-sea fish swimming about. They would leap from the tank and swim in mid-air. Whoa. I'm gonna ask, how's the volume? How's the volume in chat? Okay. Can you hear the game volume and stuff? The entirety of the room was the fish in their ocean. Though it was an unnatural occurrence, the girl treated it as quite normal. Wasn't there originally a deep-sea fish booth that was shut down? I see almost something. What's this? She suddenly remembered. At that moment, her surroundings were dyed a deep red. The water in the tanks, the fluorescent lights, all of it was red. The girl's vision also became red. When she opened her eyes, the girl was back in her own room. It was well into the night. She couldn't remember how she had gone home after all of that. But more importantly, she had a bad feeling about something else. It isn't red here. She became aware of how hard it was to suddenly breathe, or how hard it suddenly was to breathe. No matter how hard she gasped, she was unable to get oxygen into her body. Like the fish who couldn't breathe anywhere but in the water, she couldn't breathe unless she was inside that red color. She was convinced. On impulse, she threw open the window, leaned out, and thrust a hand outside. She couldn't inhale the wind flooding in her room. She could only smell its milky, unpleasant scent. More. At that moment, the girl's body was tossed into the air. For just a second, her body seemed to float like a fish in the sea. Her room was on the 12th floor of her apartment building. In her fading consciousness, the girl watched her blood flow endlessly from her body. What? It's red. Only then could she breathe. Now everything would be fine. The girl smiled. The full moon in the night sky smiled too. Did she jump out the window? What? What? Did she just jump out the window? Drip, drip. The sound of falling drops. The moon was concealed behind the clouds, and all the lights in the town were covered in water. The sound of it, the only thing left to resonate. I'm gonna turn off the light, because even though it's daytime, it's gonna be spookier. Yeah. She couldn't tell whether it was hot or cold, merely that the humid air was encircling her. Drip, drip. Wherever they were falling to, wherever they were coming from, the drops just continued to trickle out. That single drop. I stopped it with both hands. Huh? It's blood. The sound of that solitary red drop. It's blood. Or food coloring. Oh, now everything's red. And now everything's black. I don't know what's happening. What's going on in the game? Oh, school. Okay, cool. Excuse me. Oh, a clock with no hands. Excuse me. This is pretty much how I feel at school, too. Hey, what's going on? Also, hey, what's going on? They are two very different shapes. Himeno. Or at least there's an urban legend that goes like that. Mayumi. Talking about Manten Aquarium again? That's your new thing, isn't it? She's just like kneeling on the ground while stuffing her lunch into her mouth. Tamagawa Himeno spoke, her eyes sparkling. I had no idea which point in the story got her so excited. That's right. Isn't this the scariest part? That the girl jumped to her death smiling after coming back from Manten Aquarium? It's pretty bad. Oh, she did jump, okay. Yeah, you don't seem the least bit scared. Oh, yeah, you don't seem the least bit scared, Himeno. That's not true. I've got chills running down my spine. Someone who's got chills running down her spine wouldn't be eating a pastry so cheerfully. What the fuck? Just like went forward. I don't. They both have names that start with M. No, they don't. But they're too confusing. I can't keep them straight. I wish the names were colored by their hair color so I could tell who's who easily. Okay. Oh hey, that's my meatball. No, not the meatballs. I love meatballs. During a break in the conversation, Himeno stole a side dish from my boxed lunch. This mincemeat from growing calves and little piglets is the best. Ew. Why do you have to put it like that? Jeez, why'd you have to make me lose my appetite? I'll give you the rest of it. Alright, I'll take it. Okay. What? Himeno takes the rest of the meatballs from my lunch with an amazing rhythm. Just stealing food to the beat. The reason that I, Nakanobe Mayumi, lost my appetite wasn't because Himeno's story scared me. Manten Aquarium and I are connected in a way that I'd rather not talk about. Of course, Himeno has no idea about the connection, so if she knew, she'd never mention Manten Aquarium around me again. At the same time, I've been afraid that this thing might cause Himeno to stop talking to me. Himeno's pretty much my only friend. Aww. Whatever your name is, I can't remember. It's too early in the story. It isn't that I haven't talked to anyone since entering junior high, just that the only person I can actually call a friend is Himeno. These guys are not in junior high school, I'm sorry. Seriously, I think this whole Manten Aquarium rumor is obsession, or this Manten Aquarium rumor obsession is getting to be a bit much. Maybe. There's so many rumors though. Like, there's a man's ghost in the tanks, that the deep sea fish booth is only open on a full moon, that the water changes into blood, or that you can hear crying from behind the tanks. Ha, that earlier one goes with this one. Also, no, that's fine, you don't need to say any more. I say firmly, causing Himeno to make a sour face. Soon after, Himeno changes the subject, first to a TV drama that aired the night before, then to some cute fake nails with cats on them she found in a magazine. Okay. She then talks about a classmate who was dating a boy from a nearby private school. Ooh, masked. Alighting on one subject before quickly changing to the next. That sounds like me. Normally, the subject of Manten Aquarium shouldn't have popped up again. Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about earlier. Huh? What exactly were we getting back to? Manten Aquarium. I looked into it, and this Sunday will be a full moon. Huh? That was all I could say. The rest of my words unable to come out. So we should go and see if the rumors are true or not. But I know you aren't interested in stuff like urban legends, Mayu, but next week we'll start preparing for the end of the semester, and I won't be able to hang out with you. Lately we haven't gone anywhere together, have we? Aw, Dan. If the full moon was on Sunday, I'm sure Himeno wouldn't have said anything, but I suspect it happens to be this Sunday, and next week happens to be our exams. She's chosen Manten Aquarium. I kind of read that wrong, but whatever. I know that I'm not hiding my confusion or my hesitation very well. Even so, Himeno turns her carefree grin my way. I'm trying to like speed through this so we can get to the aquarium. I'm told that it's like it's 0 to 100 once you get there. Since it's an aquarium, even if the rumors aren't true, we can still have fun, right? Yeah, me and Dan. Oh, I gotta put up the video when me and Dan went to the aquarium. That would be a good one to go along with this. Well, if that's true. Usually anywhere I go with Himeno, I have fun. Dan! Whether or not we'd have fun was not what I was worried about. I'm gonna move this chat pane to the side. Or I'm gonna move the game to the side so I can see the chat pane a little bit. Okay. By the way, Mayu, in the east building of Manten Aquarium, they have Häagen-Dazs. They have Häagen-Dazs. Häagen-Dazs. Oh god. As in the Eden restaurant? No, the knockoff, I I think it's Kraft that owns Haagen-Dazs, actually, believe it or not. Brand of ice cream. They had closed up at one point, but it looks like they're reopening for a limited time. Really? Really? They have the cookies and cream flavor you like too, Mayu. Ah, cool. Mayu. Of course I hesitate, but in the end that settles it. Then we'll go. As long as we definitely get some cookies and cream. Saying you have no money because you did too much shopping is out of the question. I know. Oh, look at that face. After all, I'm something of a glutton myself. Fine, fine. In the end, we settle on Manten Aquarium and ice cream for Sunday. Sounds like a good Sunday. Since I have already received my reward money for moving on to the next grade, I don't need to worry about my allowance. I wish I got that. That's awesome. Still, it's been 5 years. Did you say something, Mayu? Nope, nothing. Oh, she's one of those. Great, great. And immediately the music comes back. I bite my tongue covering the words that I'd carelessly spilled out. I'm looking forward to the aquarium. It's probably been about 10 years. I'm looking forward to the cookies and cream. It's probably been about 10 years. That's not true. It's the truth. That's the only thing I'll eat there. She disappears. Minnow goes, you little, as she playfully stretches my cheeks. The end of lunch chime sounds. I assume they mean the chime, like the bell at the end of lunch, but I read that as mispronouncing lunch time, like the end of lunch chime. Oh, it's the end of lunch chime. Sounds, and Minnow goes back to her own seat. If it's with the Minnow, I'll be fine. That's what I told myself at the time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got the widescreen bars coming down. Sound of drop, fall into poison. That's actually the title, by the way. The full title has the 2 hyphens. With the full lowercase subtitle, fall into poison. It's great. I see the word progress. That's fun. That's funny. Someone who can translate Moonspeak, please tell me what these mean. Sunday's 3 days after that. The day I promised to go with the Minnow and to Manten Aquarium has arrived. Yeah, Sunday was 3 days after that, please. We were to meet up at noon. We were to meet up at noon because it is Sunday at the Manten Show station. As is customary for me, I arrived 30 minutes early. Yeah. Leaning up against a pillar, I do nothing but space out. Oh, she's adorable. Okay, what are you guys saying in chat? I forgot that Tazaku, however you spell it, restaurant. Okay, now I'm out. Azuki. Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me. For those of you who missed it, for last night's lamp stream, I found a restaurant during my voice lessons, and it's called Azuki, and it's a Japanese restaurant. I want to eat there. That's it. Okay, so tons of people pass before me. Manten is really crowded on days off. Even so, there aren't really that many families or groups of students. Everyone around me appearing to be adults. Because of that, I quickly begin to feel uneasy. Within this crowd, I'm alone. Inexplicably, my head begins to hurt. I wonder if Amena will be here soon. I hope we can get to some scary stuff before I have to go. Like 20 minutes. I mutter to myself, then look at my shoes. Those are some nice Roman sandals. Deep blue sandal boots that were this year's newest product. When Mom and I stopped off at the department store on Saturday, she bought them for me after some coaxing on my part. They were far from what you'd call high quality. Now, they look pretty nice, but they were still a bit pricey on a junior high schooler's allowance. I'm not usually the type to beg, but I couldn't take my eyes off these boots. My mom bought them with almost no resistance, saying, "You're going out of town, so you need to look your best." Oh, Mom. My mom would do that. I liked both their form and their color, and found them a better fit for a summer season than anything else. Oh, she looks so sad. I like her Team Aqua necklace, but she looks so sad. I take my cell phone out and check the time. There's still 15 minutes to go until we're to meet. Since Amena was always 3 minutes later than the time we established, I've got about another 20 minutes. I finished reading my... Who's playing? Wait, who's playing? I don't know who's playing. Oh, thanks, buddy. I salute you. Got about another 20 minutes. I finished reading my paperback on the train, so I have nothing to kill the time with. There's nothing I can do about it, so I decide to keep myself from boredom by watching the people pass by. If I don't keep myself distracted, horrible thoughts will revive in my mind. I'm always worrying about what will happen if I'm late, though. It had actually been about a month and a half since Semeno and I had gone out. We always talked at school, but rarely spent time together afterwards. Anyone who saw us probably thought we were opposites. Outings like this aside, I often spend my days off at home. When I was in elementary school, our family would go out often, but lately that's been limiting the dining out on Saturdays. So when I'm asked what I do when I stay home, I usually just say I do nothing. Doing homework and watching TV is stuff that seems pretty common to me. Oh, Mayu, you're so sad. What's my address? Okay, Kevin's like almost here, so I'm gonna have to leave really soon. It's the Clinton curling. I'll just tell him curling club, the Clinton. I'm gonna have to go really soon. I'm sorry, guys. Can we make it to the aquarium? On the other end of the spectrum is Jimeno, who goes out regularly. I often hear stories of when she went out to karaoke on weeknights or about how she traveled out of town on Sundays. She's a member of an active sports club and often wants to hang out with them afterwards. Going out of town on the already limited days we have off tends to make me think. Even though it's a day to rest, I don't feel rested at all. In other words, something like this is a difference between Jimeno and I. Between Jimeno and me, actually, there. Without much common ground between us, why we became friends is... It's like me and Dan. Okay, yeah, he said be there shortly. Alright. Mayumi. Suddenly, the light fades from my vision. It wasn't just that it had become dark, but that I had the sensation of being unable to breathe. Rather than sweating it, I get a little mad. Yeah. What? Oh, whoa. Sorry. Hearing my wordless protest, Jimeno pulls her hands away. I kept playing the who am I game while covering someone's eyes, but covering up someone's mouth too was just like Jimeno. Oh, so she was like making her unable to breathe. When I puff out my cheeks and object, Jimeno just smiles at me. It's so adorable. Oh my god, it's so adorable. It's because you were staring into space, Mayu. Instead of apologizing, Jimeno blew on the nape of my neck. Without thinking, I made a weird sound. Okay, embarrassed, I looked around 2 or 3 times, but the pedestrians walking by seemed unperturbed and didn't even look our way. Well, maybe it is like that. It was localized by Sekai Project after all. The culprit who has surprised me moves in front of me before I realize it. You're mean, Jimeno. But I got to hear something good. No, you didn't. Moreover, as I say that, I check the time on my smartphone. It's 3 minutes to noon, our agreed upon meeting time. It's not time yet. How rare. She's early. That's rude, jeez. I'll make you make weird noise again. No, don't, please. No, don't. Saying that, Jimeno opens and closes her fingers in a small, swift, grasping motions. At times like this, I know I'd better change the subject or get messed with by Jimeno again. Uh-oh. Yeah, Pie Shooter, that's exactly what's happening right now. Call Dan on stream for Dan, no rushing, I'm going to the airport now. Cut for Dan. I have a squad of 20 people on Skype who will call any place on this planet, even Pakistan. I love reading the chat every once in a while. Oh, by the way, did you buy a new one? You mean my necktie? Yes, I did. I thought I should get one to match my shorts. You and I haven't hung out since around midterms, Bayu. If I buy something today, I'll really be out of money. What about the aquarium? You're still set on finding out about the urban legends then. Like that's a weird sing-songy. I can't tell what the tilde is. Of course, that's my #1 goal. But as usual, I can't count the things I want to do on just one hand. Okay, I get it. As long as I eat cookies and cream, that is absolute. I haven't forgotten. Anyway, Mayu, aren't your sandals new? Jimeno says as she looks at my feet, talking about 3 times as fast as she does in class. Oh, so she is like that, great. Yeah, nice, aren't they? Oh, they're super cute. How cool, I want a pair too. No, then we'll be too similar. And these are the only pair of sandals I have for the summer. Talking like this, it put me at ease. Unlike myself, who is childish, Jimeno knows a lot about fashion and trends. Even here in Manten, it seems like she blends in. Most importantly, by being with Jimeno and constantly chatting, I no longer feel lonely. Aww. Oh yeah, Jimeno, why did you bring such a huge bag? Does it have a lot of bun in it? Sorry. I'm glad you asked. With a hee-hee, Jimeno opens the Boston bag she had let sink down from her shoulder. A variety of things come out, such as a flashlight, insect repellent, a simple blanket, a first aid kit, matches, and snacks like chocolate and cookies. Oh my god. What is all this? Jimeno, where do you plan on going? Ignoring the twitch developing in my face, Jimeno thumps her chest. Blink. Ow. I don't have a lot of padding there. Ouch. Jeez, to the aquarium, but since we're investigating urban legends, we should at least have some supplies. She said she was speaking fast, so I'm making her speak fast. Rather than an investigation, the equipment she has reminds me of more of going camping in the mountains. The snacks and blanket aside, where in a city this size would we need insect repellent or a flashlight? I keep those feelings to myself and just smiled. I let out a breath that is half exasperated, half amused. I don't get sick of being with Ameno. Whether Ameno is aware of my exasperated gaze or not, she starts to take something out, then quickly shoves it back in. She gives me a smile, implying some secret. Oh no. Oh no, what could it be? No wait. Oh wait, that's her. No wait, it's too soon for you to see that. What is it? What are you going to pull out? I'm not telling. Upon saying that, Ameno quickly closes the bag. The way I see it, it is a wonder that she fit all the supplies she had out just a moment ago. I wonder where it's all being stored. By the way, no club today? I asked within the underlying question of whether or not today is a day off for the club. At my question, Ameno averts her eyes. No, probably no club today. I do that a lot. Probably not. Really? Oh, she just fades into oblivion. Goodbye. Goodbye. Giving a brief answer, I start walking. Upon hearing her reply, I immediately understand it as, she skipped it again, but not wanting to ruin the merry mood. I merely quicken my pace. I'm not in any clubs, but even I know it's not good to skip. Excuse me. Speaking honestly, I want her to show up for her club, as she seems to be respected even by students from other schools. Coming here together like this makes me equally guilty though. Once I get thinking, I don't usually stop, so the conversation shifts to a ramen shop that catches my eye. I want ramen. That's what I want to do. I wanted to go get ramen before Rocky. Oh, Mayu. Do you want to get lunch? Huh? You caught that? Yes! Ocean Cruising. Nice restaurant name. Feeling as if she had seen right through me, we head into a nearby coffee shop. Oh, that's not a ramen shop. Fuck you. It is apparently famous following its coverage in a magazine for a sandwich that was overflowing with vegetables. As Aaron Hansen once said, you just drown it in spinach. Absolutely drown it in spinach. I say apparently because on excitedly finding the restaurant. Himeno shared this. I got you. Okay. Compared to a hamburger shop, this place is a bit intimidating and trendy to me. But since I'm with Himeno, it doesn't bother me. Shoving the roast chicken sandwich with extra olives that I ordered into my mouth, the unease I have been feeling disappears. In contrast to my fervor, Himeno eats her avocado and shrimp sandwich in small bites. Well then, about our plans for today. Himeno starts in as soon as we have finished eating. We'll start with the aquarium, no matter what, that's the main thing, so we'll look into the old man's ghost and the closed-off deep-sea fish booth rumors. After that, we'll go to the shops and finally have some ice cream. I think it's better to get the cookies and cream first. If you eat 2 times, you'll mess up your stomach. And get fat. You won't be able to wear that bathing suit. Oh, Himeno, it's no fair for you to put it that way. Not the bathing suit. It isn't fair. Himeno is in the exercise club. The exercise club. So she'll be fine, but for someone like me who doesn't exercise enough, it makes me stop and think. Having said I wanted to go to the pool, it is all the more important. Okay, then we'll stick to my plan. Okay, then we'll stick with my plan. That was a delicious meal. Yay, floating into the sky! Goodbye! My people need me. Urged on by Himeno, I decide to leave the ice cream shop for another time. I hope that's the ending. The ending of the game, we just get ice cream. Oh my god, what the fuck are you guys saying in the chat? Jesus, criminy Jim Jingles. Oh my god. What are you guys doing? Oh god. Talking about silly things together, we leave the station behind. As opposed to the station's excellent cooling system, the city streets have a particular humidity and heat to them that envelops our bodies. The beginning of July. Summer's only just begun and I can already tell it is going to be a tough one. Manten East Building. Guys, we're at the aquarium! We're gonna make it to the aquarium, maybe! Kevin hasn't contacted me yet, and he said he was on his way, so, speak of the devil. We weave our way through the crowds until we are 10 minutes away from the station, finally ending up in front of the skyscraper. Hello?
Hi Nick, I'm with Kevin and we are on our way to Curling Club. We're in the car, so if you could come down and interview, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll be downstairs in a minute.
Okay. The high school side, Kevin said.
Say again?
Kevin said the high school side.
High school side? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, be right down. We weave our way through the crowds until we are 10 minutes away from the station, finally ending up in front of a skyscraper. The building is a symbol for the peace of Manten, a combined facility for commerce, what you might call a fashion building in reference to the businesses it contains. Manten is a town known as a place to go for amusement. If you really want to have a good time, they have a movie theater, arcades, several shops, though you need to have the money. Because of that, young men and women are more numerous than boys and girls. In this town of people older than us, Himeno scans the panels for each floor without fear, saying, the aquarium is... People are concentrated around the panels. Of little help to Himeno in trying to take up as little space as possible, I leave the search to her gaze. I leave the search to her gaze. I leave the search to her and gaze up at the building. I look up and up, but the top of the building is so far, I think my neck will snap. Alright guys, we're gonna have to cut it there, because I have to go, my people need me. I'm gonna come back, and whatever time I have, probably Friday, we can continue this, or I can record episodes of this game and then put the episodes up after this. But we're definitely going to continue the stream, and we're going to finish Mermaid Schwamp during a stream, either Friday or Saturday. If I have time, we're going to do a stream Friday. Definitely going to do a stream Saturday. But I do have to go right now. So thank you for... Let me save. Okay, cool, save. I'm going to cut it for right now. Thank you guys for sticking with this for the little time that we did have today. But I hope you guys do have a happy Halloween. If I come back and I'm in any state to do anything, I might stream for a little bit. But please don't hold me to that, because I don't know if that's gonna happen. So I will catch all of you guys later, and thanks for sticking around. Be sure to check up for when the episodes are going up, for when the streams are going up as episodes. I have Eve coming out. I'm gonna get that later tonight. So I will catch you guys later. Bye. Candy.